You're cooking more?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, yo, what's good? Let me get a sip of water before I just give you the best video of your life. I just took my braids out, so my hair looks a little whack, but it adds to the video, you know? It adds a little bit of character. But anyways, you need to start with what you have. We live in this world where everybody's always telling us like, no, you can't do that. You need the best camera. No, you can't start that business. You know, do you have a business degree? Do you know how much stuff you're gonna have to do? And you don't have enough knowledge? It's like, bro, who are you to tell me? Who are you to tell me that I can't start? When you can start whenever. I've been somebody who's fallen victim to this all the time. You know, I've constantly procrastinated because I felt like I didn't have the best camera. I didn't have the best gear. I couldn't be, you know, that YouTuber because I couldn't deliver that high quality. But I had a cell phone, I had a decent camera, and I used that as a limitation. And that's what a lot of people do, right? Is we have all these reasons why not to do it. And it just prevents us and creates all of these limitations for no reason. I myself have been somebody who's struggled with my acne for so long. And in my last video, I talk about it, but I wanted to create YouTube videos and I was preventing myself from creating YouTube videos because I had blemishes on my face and my face wasn't clear. Like, can you believe how stupid that is? Like, now that I look back at it and I'm making this video right now, I can believe how stupid that is. I'm saying this is how stupid it is because I was preventing myself from doing what I wanted to do and preventing myself from creating. I was giving myself my own limitations for no reason. And so many of us do that, you know? So many of us are like, oh, you know, I'm gonna start once I have this or once I'm gonna have that. But a true artist, a true creative is willing to start with what they have. You know, think about all the people that have, you know, created million-dollar businesses or multi-million-dollar businesses, or, you know, Steve Jobs creating the iPhone, and, you know, other people creating all these different things in the world. If they didn't start with what they had, they probably would have never ever created. And as an artist, it's so easy to prevent ourselves from creating. You know, sometimes it's scary. Sometimes it's like, well, you know, the person who I aspire to be, or the person, you know, who motivates me, like, you know, they have this, I don't have that, I can't create. But as an artist, you know, everything's unique to yourself. You get to be unique and create in whatever way you want. That's what defines you as an artist compared to everybody else. And we oftentimes forget that. And when I look at like the biggest artists in the world, the artists that survive the most, they are constantly experimenting. You know, look at Drake, look at Kanye West. You know, they're constantly just experimenting with different sounds, you know, different vibes. And they always get knocked for it. And people are like, yo, why would they create like that? You know, like my boy was talking about Kanye West's album, was saying how, you know, he didn't like how it was because he didn't think, you know, he should create like that. But, you know, Kanye's wanting to create on his own level because of how he believes the creation should be, you know, and he's using what he has. And a lot of times we don't want to experiment because we're like, I don't know if that will work, but that's how you grow. Growing is experimenting, you know, and we already know this, but sometimes we just forget in life. It's like, you gotta experiment, right? You gotta throw out that one-liner at the girl to see if it works. You know what I mean? Like, if you never try it, how do you know it's gonna work? How do you know you're gonna pick up that girl? It's like, you gotta try that. How do you know if you never record with your phone that it's gonna work? Or like, you know, how do you know if it's never gonna work outside if you never record outside? So you gotta experiment as an artist. And that's something that I've been trying to say for myself, is just, you know, experiment with what you have. You know, when you go to cook breakfast in the morning, you cook with what you have. You know, you're not gonna not cook breakfast just because you don't have some shit. That makes no sense. So experimenting is one of the best parts and is such a crucial part. You gotta experiment. You just gotta have fun with it, and you just gotta use whatever you have in your toolbox, in your hands, you know? And that falls into the journey. That's the next thing is your journey, and experimenting is all about the journey. You know, a lot of times we're just so caught up in the end result and we forget about the most important part, which is creating along the journey, the creative process. That's like the coolest part, right? Seeing everything come to life, the struggles, you know, the highs, like that's the best part. And that's all a part of just, you know, using what you have. That's the biggest way, you know, you as an artist can create. So most importantly, focus on your journey. Focus on creating in the now. Focus on creating in the present. You know, don't limit yourself because you don't have that camera, you don't have that knowledge. You know, if you want to start a business, start today. Start now. You know, that's the only way you're gonna grow. And I'm making this video right now because I wanted to start now. I didn't feel like I, you know, had the best position, but you know what? Just gonna start. Who cares? So yeah, if you're watching this and you're creative, I hope that you start now. I hope that you don't use anything as your, you know, as an obstacle. You have just a phone, use your phone, you know, use whatever you have. Don't give yourself any boundaries. I think, you know, creativity has no boundaries unless you give it some. I think that's some real shit. So create today, create now.